Take it easy, guys.
That's like an hour and a half of conversation lost to the ether. That's pretty sick.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to bed. I'll catch you guys later.
See you later.
I'm not gonna play so much more, it's almost one.
Busy tomorrow?
Nah, I'm just trying to not have a shit sleep schedule. It's, I fucked it up recently. I have to wake up at certain times. Are you still streaming or no?
Yeah.
Okay. What was I saying? I should probably collect my thoughts more before I talk about it. But basically, Overwatch had a weird way of balancing the game, and they didn't address issues that they needed to, which ultimately mattered more than the balance. Like, they kept goats around for a year because they couldn't figure out how to fix it. And the bandage they put, I think, was worse for the game. 222 is bad for Overwatch. And I think that's exemplified with them making it 5-5 or like 5v5 and then forcing it to be like that. Because I think it's a temporary band-aid that worked so well that they just have to keep it. I think hero bans would have been so much better for the game.
It would have. It literally would have.
And I don't know why they didn't do it, because if they were only banning Brigitte, they could figure out how to fix Brigitte, and then she wouldn't be banned all the time. That's like a natural way of figuring out how you should ban characters.
Can't you just literally ban every single tank though, if that's the case, or ban every single healer?
No, so that'd be one per team. Or they both settle on one, which is harder. But it should be, I think it should have been one per team. Because what they could have done is they could have, and obviously you could see where this falls apart. Like, let's see, the Sano WL team only played one lineup. Like, the Chengdu Hunters only ran dive.
Yeah.
And like weird lineups. And it worked for them, right? And is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. But I think it would have been interesting. Like, you know what to balance based on who is being banned consistently the most, right?
Yeah, it's like Overwatch. It's like fucking League.
Yeah. And the argument was always, like, the one I heard the most was like, oh, well, if you do that, there's not even enough characters in the game. Well, Blizzard stopped their update cycle for... No shot. Blizzard stopped their update cycle because of all the internal issues. And I think they knew about that, which is why they had the band-aid of 222. People like 222, but ultimately, I think it would have been so much more interesting if there was just hero bans.
Yeah.
Because if you don't wanna run goats, you ban Brig, Diva.
Personally, I am of the opinion
or Zarya.
That
if dive meta was too stupid, you ban Winston Wrecking Ball. If you didn't want to have a typical Ryan Zarya, which I think is dumb. I think Ryan Zarya is peak Overwatch as a tank line. I think Ryan Zarya is the most interesting. I think it's the most dynamic, integral play. You move the most as a unit while also having really interesting team fights. It adds the most variety. That's just how I had fun playing Overwatch. And the fact that it was a part of GOATS, I think actually doesn't mean anything, because it was done before that. What was I saying?
Zarya,
yeah,
Reinhardt?
hero bans.
Hero bans.
I just think it's like... There was so much more potential. I'm fine with them limiting it to one hero per team, right? Like, you can't have 3 Lucios. That was fine. I don't think anyone really complained about that. That should have been from the start. But if you just have one meta that's ruining everything, especially because of like a character that was just introduced early, it's like, just do other things.
Well, see,
I thought 3 DPS 1 tank was a really cool meta. I thought it was really funny and interesting to see teams like Chengdu run that into GOATS lineups and win. And it would be like a big upset, because like, oh, they beat GOATS.
Yeah.
Would it have hurt them to have hero bans? Yeah, maybe. But ultimately, the entire aspect of like swapping up your team and making adjustments, it just limits the creativity. Creativity is something Overwatch had a lot of, and it made it a really cool game to play with friends. And just a really cool competitive setting. That's basically the rant.
To be honest,
I thought it was lame.
I still think Overwatch is a good game. I'm of the very unpopular
Objectively, Overwatch right now is the most balanced ever been,
yes,
from my understanding.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's a really
no one
good
cares.
game, but it's dead. And that's so fucking sad to me, because honest to God, I would be climbing right now trying to hit fucking Master again if the game didn't have 20-minute DPS queues, because it actually just makes the game unplayable. And that shit's really, really fucking sad, because Overwatch was one of my favorite games of all time, still is, and it's one of the games that I was best at, and so having it...
I don't know why I chased you so far, I didn't need to. I think it scared you a little bit. I remember the complaint was like, oh, well, so many people don't play DPS, and they're only gonna play DPS if it's not 222. But
Yeah.
also, like... That's probably the one thing I could acknowledge and really understand, but at the same time,
the unfortunate
you
thing
don't
is that...
you don't hit high ranks if you only do that. I think this would only affect low ranks, which is it's not a good thing. 'Cause most people are in low ranks.
I one-trick DPS up to Master. It's really not hard. Granted, you get a lot
Before 222?
of... No, during.
Yeah, I'm saying before 222.
Oh, yeah,
like people would run a lot of DPS. But I know like trickle down things don't work in like anything, right? And they could have kept like priority passes too. That's the thing. But fuck, I don't know exactly how to say this. I just think that's probably the one fair point I would see, because DPS was objectively more fun. In most scenarios, but that's another thing I think hero bans would have fixed.
See, the unfortunate thing is that all the tanks just play relatively the same, I want to say. In that...
I think the two tank roles play mostly the same.
I just wish
and then
there was
I think the most you could swap it up is 4 different tank roles. Main tank dive, off tank, and off tank dive.
Yeah.
And off tank dive is basically just main tank dives. They also function the same, but if you split it into those groups, I can agree that most of them were boring, and I think that's a thing that could have been fixed with hero ban, because they would have known what to adjust without having to go through their roundabout kind of testing or asking the pros, but also not asking them at all.
Yeah.
I'd need to collect my thoughts more.
I just think there needed to be more characters that were totally different from others. Because if I'm playing Orisa, for example, she plays pretty similarly to Sigma, at least in concept. You know, and Winston plays similarly, like, they all have the same goal, you know? I wanted a tank that was a squishy-ass character that had a puppet that they could control. Like, essentially a 7th body.
There was a lot of things I thought they would do, lean more into the MOBA aspect, and then they didn't.
I think they should have. I honestly think Overwatch should have embraced its MOBA aspect more, because that's what made it fun to watch. So if someone wants to watch a first-person shooter, they can watch Apex, or they can watch fucking Fortnite, they can watch, you know, whatever. Halo, COD.
Just one of the big issues, because if you do break it down into like people only want to play DPS, they added the endorsement systems. You only play with people who are closely endorsed to you, right? And then those people, they play DPS, get really mad, people don't endorse them, they get a new account and all that, right? I think ultimately, it's really hard to do like anything about that. Because like, I mean, what can you do really, right? If their MMR is so low and their endorsement rank is so low and they just make another account, like what are you supposed to do?
What?
Oh, really?
Huh?
I don't know. Fuck. They I don't know. Their ban system should have been better. They should have done so much. People like never got banned in that game for hacking. And when I played, I never experienced very many hackers, but because like they have some of the issues that, let's say, League has in terms of like toxicity, but Overwatch has comms, voice comms.
Yeah.
You know.
I think.
And that's because they need to.
Destroyer of the modern day society.
I think for most situations, they probably should have changed that to be you're not automatically in or like you can opt out to be automatically in comms or not.
I mean, you can.
Yeah, but you'd have to do it like in game. I don't think there was like a setting to automatically take you out. I don't know. Overwatch, I guess it's just the fault of the game design that sprouts from toxicity. And I don't really know 100% how you fix that without harsh punishments, but that kills the game. Because I think I had the most like fun interactions with randoms in games in Overwatch, but I also had some of the worst.
My worst will always be League, but I've played so much League in Overwatch.
I don't know. I have to think about it more. I have to look back at some things too. It's been a while since I've really played.
Makes me want to play Overwatch again. I have to fucking wait. I have to wait, what, 2 months is what it is? Or like a month and a half?
It's end of April.
And yeah, like a month and a half. That's unfortunate, to be honest.
You might not even be accepted into the thing right away, so.
Don't even say that. I have to, okay? I have to. See, my big dilemma. Were either of our brains on right there?
I thought you were gonna jump, so I upbeat you, and you didn't jump, so I died.
I didn't have a jump. Anyway, my big dilemma is with Overwatch is that I fall out of practice super easily, and because I'm not necessarily good at the aiming part, falling out of practice is bad. And the only way to get practice in Overwatch is to play Overwatch. That requires me having to play Overwatch, which I can't do. Because no one fucking plays Overwatch. And when when Overwatch 2 comes out, I don't want to be, fucking, unless they change the ranking system significantly, which I don't see them doing, I don't want to be hard stuck gold again. I probably wouldn't be hard stuck gold, to be honest. My account was just fucked and I was playing when I was bad. But I don't want to.
I think they should have done hard MMR resets. I don't know why they never did. It would have solved the boosting issue.
Yeah, it would have.
I think it's cringe, especially like CS has this, but no one plays normal CS ladder if they're taking it seriously, right? Which is actually a big benefit for CS. It has this thing where like you will always place relatively close to old rank, but slightly below. And the thing with Overwatch is that if you go slightly below, it typically takes maybe 1 or 2 games to get right back to where you were, you know? Where CS doesn't have that. Like, if you were MG, or no, I'll use gold. If you were Gold Nova, right? Actually, no, we'll go even lower. If you were... I'm trying to think of where, like, this would really be a big difference. Okay, if you were MG1, okay, do you know where that is? It's just above Gold Nova Master. Yeah, Master Guardian 1. If you were Master Guardian 1, right, you played a lot, and then you went down, or like you went up a rank, right? And then you stopped playing for a bit, you lost your rank, you replaced later.
MG2, right?
Most times you would place as Gold Nova Master, so 1 below.
Yeah.
And that would consistently happen until you went like all the way down into Silver. And it takes so long to get you rank back up because you have to play the game consistently that it made it so most people don't even like care, right? I think what would have made so much sense is that, and CS doesn't have like seasons, so they wouldn't work. But since Overwatch did have seasons, MMR resets after 3-5 seasons, because people tend to not play for like super long periods of time unless they really like the game. I think if I placed again on a completely fresh account and played consistently, I'd probably make it to like high diamond. I don't think I could play at a GM level. I'm sure I could if I played like a ton, but I think realistically I'd place high diamond. So I think it's kind of bullshit that they would place me in like a higher level, because I wouldn't want to play the game. I'd rather play on a Smurf, right? But also, you can't place high diamond. You can only place high plat. That's another thing I think should have changed. I
thought you
think
could place
beginnings of seasons.
I thought you could only place below master. I'm sure that's what it is now.
Don't think so. I don't think so.
I thought
Maybe.
the max you could place was $39.99. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think that's true, because $39.99 is also masters, but...
No, 39... Oh, it's 35. Yeah, 34.99 or whatever it is. 3,500 so yeah, 34.
And I'm losing track of what I'm saying, so I'm tired. Basically, they should have had MMR resets. The game needed it. Yeah. That's really it. It would have stopped the boosting issue, which was a big issue. It would have made it more accessible to get back into for players like me who like, if I wanted to play again at a high level, I wouldn't be flamed constantly because I'm not playing the game fucking 24/7. And it's gonna be good. They didn't do it though, which sucks. I'm surprised that trumped that.
God, it's a laggy What?
I don't know, I pressed down, I guess.
What?
Big spot dodge. Oh, I have one stock. I thought I had another. I've been playing like a maniac. Oh, that's
what?
Fine. I don't even know what hit you.
You didn't win that game. You didn't win that game. You straight up didn't.
I won the game.
You didn't win that game.
It's a Captain Phil. I don't think I said anything correct about Overwatch in like the last 10 minutes. I was just talking. Stream of consciousness.
Baptiste is
that game was fun. It had cool lore and everything, and then they fucked it up.
Overwatch was just a big ol' fucking bungle on Blizzard's part.
Also, 2CP sucks. Thank God they're adding a push game mode.
Wait, you didn't like 2CP?
I think generally it was pretty bad.
I liked it. I thought the momentum play was a little strange, but I mean, it's just 2CP.
I think the timing was always really bad comparatively to other maps. And, actually, that's the big thing. The timing is always bad.
Hey, man.
Like, steamrolling was really bad, and a minute is not enough time in a game like Overwatch. Like, if you did it in OT, and you'd have a minute, holding when they have 5 minutes, they can literally just stall for 4 minutes and build ults and farm yours.
Yeah.
So it's kind of whoever wins the first round decides the game. I remember seeing a statistic that's like, if attackers win before OT, and this was in like High Masters or something, if they won before OT first round, they won the game like 70% of the time. And that could be complete bullshit. I don't remember when I saw that, but it's more just because, like, if there's the pressure of they have 3 minutes to complete the map on round 3, and you complete it in OT, so you have 1 minute, it's like the mind game is just too much.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a tilt factor.
And also, like, I don't think the maps are even that badly designed. Some of them definitely were. Paris sucks.
That's why Paris and Horizon haven't been in competitive rotations for like years.
I thought Horizon was fine, honestly.
Horizon on release? You're joking.
No, not on release. I can't believe that. Not on release. I was 2 stocks down. Okay, well I guess I'm bringing it back. Maybe. No, not Horizon on release. Yeah, release definitely. But I thought later on Horizon was fine. It was
the worst map of all time, in my opinion, was Eichenwald. No, it's Paris. Actually, it's Oasis. But Eichenwald on release was pretty fucking bad.
Paris by far, but... Oh, and Havana, actually. I don't like Havana. I think third point Havana is the worst point in the game.
Really?
By far. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Well,
I think it's terrible.
I think the worst point in the game is first point Paris.
No. Maybe. It's the worst first point. But I won't say it's the worst point overall. Third point Havana,
it's pretty terrible.
you leave, right? You can be seen across the map from a Widow already, right? And they have easy cover, so snipers are really prevalent. There's very little cover in the entire first turn, and then the next turn is impossible. But as soon as you get through there, it's still constantly an uphill battle. I also think the spawn area is ridiculously huge, and it's weird. I think it's a similar thing to Valorant in the sense that Valorant spawns on most maps are completely useless. I think having a thing that big is just like weird, but besides the point, it's just it's so defender-sided, it's not even funny. That's the point of it. I think the bridge is an interesting area to fight in, like late game, right? But attackers spawn is so far away, and defenders always have line of sight from spawn, which is just objectively bad design. I think the other sites are fine though. One is kind of cringe, but it's not that bad. What an angle. What an angle. That was like low-key a spike.
In my opinion, worst point in the game is Oasis University.
Why?
Why? Because it has that under area for no fucking reason. It has the 2 side rooms and the raised area also for no fucking reason. There's a giant hole in the middle, and as a defender, it feels impossible to lose. Like if you get first take on Oasis University, I just feel like it's impossible to lose.
I see where you're coming from. I disagree though. I'm trying to think of what's the third point. What's the one that there's the street one, right? And then there's the one you're talking about, the hole in the middle. What's the third one? Yeah. Or is there only? There's not only 2.
No, there's 3. It's King of the Hill. There's the street one with the pillar in the center, and it's like a room.
Yeah.
And then there's University, which is the one with the hole in the center, and then there's Gardens, which is my favorite map. One of my favorite maps.
Oh yeah, Gardens is hype.
Gardens is a good ass map. I can't believe I wrote that. Gardens is a good map.
I think it's okay. I think defending it, you kind of have a point, but also, I think it's just built for certain team comps, which I can agree is lame. I don't think I think it's not the worst point in the game by far.
It's the worst King of the.
I think if you can get through on the side that doesn't have the cliff as defender, it's not that hard. People didn't utilize everything. They always went through the main entrance.
Oh yeah.
And you can move quite a bit. You can move around quite a bit, and people don't really do that. But I can see where you're coming from. It is definitely a hard point to defend.
No, to attack, to be honest.
Or to attack, yeah, to attack. That's what I meant.
Wow.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Um.
Yeah, no. Third point Havana is the worst third point in the game. First point Paris is the first point in the game.
Yeah.
And let's see.
I'm trying to think of all the 2-cap maps, and I honestly can't think. It's what? It's Hanamura. It's Paris. Horizon. What are the other 2-cap maps? I feel like I'm totally blank. Anubis. Gibraltar was a payload map. Yeah, I'm blanking. I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up actually, because there is one more. I'm pretty sure. 2-cap maps. Not Numbani.
Numbani was hybrid.
That might be it.
Hybrid is a good map set.
Hybrid is the best map type in the game.
Kings Row, Numbani.
Kings Row, Numbani, Eichenwald. Route 66 is kind of cringe in parts of it, but you know.
Route 66 is not hybrid.
Oh, yeah, you're right, you're right. Hollywood.
Hollywood, I think, is my favorite map in the game.
Eichenwald's my favorite. By far.
Really?
I think I've seen the funniest and most interesting things on it.
Wow.
I think it has really interesting verticality. I think the choke points are some of the most fun chokes in the game. I think third point is the best third point in the game.
What?
Actually, no, not the best. I think at one point I would have said that, but not anymore. It's pretty good though.
What's your favorite third point in the game? Because mine is third point, either third point Dorado or third point Route 66. Both of those are pretty solid.
Third point Dorado?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. Let me look through them. I like Eichenwald for whatever reason. But I guess I'd say Kings Row.
Oh, that is a pretty good third point. Or wait, that's only, yeah, it is third point, right? I feel like
I think most third points in the game are good though. Most, not all. Most are good. I actually don't like Route 66 third point.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I always found it was really hard to attack. The top area or right next to the end is so strong and it's really hard to contest. And the spawn doors are weird for defenders and they're actually like too good in my opinion. Third point Rialto is pretty good. I actually like Rialto as a map.
I like Rialto also. I just feel like defending it is really hard for non-pre-made teams. For whatever reason, I just feel like whenever I'm in a non-pre-made, I always like everyone fucking crumples on Rialto.
I think Eichenwald's the best map in the game though, bar none.
That's such a weird take. I like.
I say it for a bunch of reasons. It does help that I like how it looks a lot, and that Reinhardt is a big element, but that's less of it. I just think it's coincidental.
Is a pretty good
I think the first choke, while it can be very unfun, is also one of the coolest chokes to fight in.
I like the way they changed it. I think the second quota on the right actually made it more playable.
I think the second point is, I already said it's the best point, or the best second point, right?
No.
Did I say that? I think it's the best second point.
I do like 2 point Eichenwald. 2 point Eichenwald is pretty good.
I think it's really good. I like how there's 3 different viable sections you can fight in.
Yes.
The first, the gate, the bend under the bridge, and then the bridge.
And then the bridge itself. Yeah, the bridge is fucking cool. Like that. It's not really a good spot.
And I like how there's multiple ways you can go. Since like initially, right? Like let's say you're through first section of it and the gate's closed, you can kind of only go that one way, but also like if they're lacking, it's really easy for flankers to get in. I think there's a lot of cool positions that each team can get to. I think the map design is really good. It's one of the best maps in the game, in my opinion. Damn, for real. Let's see. Also, Kings Row is really good.
I like Kings Row, but that first point is brutal. What the fuck that hit me?
Yeah, that was really weird. I know you will disagree with this, but I think the most fun I ever had in Overwatch was playing with the school team, Goats Kings Row.
What?
I'm dead serious.
Really?
And keep in mind, when I played Overwatch, the way I played, because playing with the team was my favorite thing. I liked the ranked grind, but then when I got flamed by a bunch of fucking, like, OWL players who were American while I'm playing against, like, a Korean tank line, I'm sorry, dude. What do you want from me? I was playing against OGE and, like, Fate once. Or not Fate, fuck, what's his name? Just a Korean tank line, and I was getting my ass beat, and someone called me out. There used to be a clip of me playing with Dante, and he falls off the map, and you hear me saying "unluckers." But that was where I was playing against Korean tank line, and we lost that game. Was it my fault? Kind of. I'm sorry, I was getting my ass beat by a top 5 tank in the world, dude. What do you want? Like...
That just makes me miss my fucking alt account. I really made some stupid decisions. Because I had my main account, you know. My main account, Draconic, which peaked, I think, plat, and then I started trolling games on purpose when I bought my alt. So I bought my alt because that account was hard start gold because I was bad at the game when I first got it. I bought not Draconic, which was my alt, and then climbed it all the way to fucking Master, and then it got banned because toxicity. Wow. And I don't know, I just feel really stupid getting that account banned because if that account was still around, I think I'd be having a lot more fun in the game. Granted, I'd be going through 45-minute queues, but still. I miss being good at Overwatch. It's kind of a shame. Overwatch is a really, really fun game.
I'm clipping that.
Okay. Clipping? Wait, where are you clipping it? My stream?
Yeah.
You're a bitch.
Okay, clipping. Fuck, what were we talking about? Sorry, I got completely distracted. That was really cool.
Fuck you. We're talking about
cool.
my alt account that got banned.
Oh,
because it was
yeah.
toxic. I don't know. It was just kind of stupid. Like, I don't know. I deserved it. Like, I was a toxic piece of shit.
Yeah.
I was good at the game. Feels bad.
I remember what I was saying. So, I had the most fun when I was like playing in a team, right? That's when I don't think I ever like seriously considered going pro, but I was like, dang, if this is what it would be like, and I could just like do grind scrims and shit, it'd be hype. Anyways, we'd play goats, right? So, even though Cole, dude, even though Cole is like actually crazy, and he still is crazy at FPS games, and I do legitimately think, yeah, I do legitimately think that when Overwatch 2 comes out and he got on it early, he could become a pro.
Really?
And I kind of want him to. And I'm gonna push him to go pro in a game because it is the easiest fucking career decision he would ever make because he's just naturally good at games, right? Even though he was like the star and he would beat Zarya to my Brian, like that duo, I just told the supports to pocket me so I could bully the other Ryan into existence, or like out of existence, and I thought that was the most fun I've had in the game because I made space and then everyone else just slaughtered them. And I actually, do you remember Gladiator's strat on King's Row?
I don't remember.
In Prime Goats? So basically, it looked like they were going goats and they ran all the way through, under the bridge, all the way around, midway through second point to the stairs, went above, and then Sureforce swapped to Widow in spawn, and then picked off 2 people. And it was really cool. Basically, we did that in a fucking HSCL game, and it was hype. And it didn't really work, but we still won, so... Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so I remember doing that, but also just like, when we would fight, that first choke in King's Row, I would get like 2 nanos a fight.
What the fuck?
Because I tanked so much damage, but also dealt so much, I could get 3 shatters, 2 nanos in a fight.
That's a little ridiculous.
And I remember I was causing Ana immense amounts of stress because he was our Ana, and he would have to like... Luckily, I was taking so much damage that they could viably focus everything on me. And when I play now, I don't know if you'll notice, or you've noticed in playing with me, if there's a Reinhardt in front of me, my shield is down. I am bullying him. Because I always thought Reinhardt was like, even though it's kind of lame for people that don't play it, the dynamic of like kind of poking and waiting for openings and then just making space, I guess. That's the main thing. Making space was always like, I could do that and then know that like reliable other players would do what they needed to do, and I thought that was so much fun.
Wow, I almost just saw the game over screen really quickly. I think if there were any game genre I could go pro in, it would be fighting games, but the issue with them is that I get too fucking tilted, and then
fighting games are incredibly tilting, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I used to be super good at fighting games, but I fell off because I didn't practice, because I didn't have a fight stick, so I couldn't feasibly play them. And ever since then, I just kind of lost the muscle memory, and it's been hard to get back into them. But I think Smash Bros. Is the game that I would be most likely to get results in.
How have you done at locals?
A bunch. Won,
oh, nice.
like county tourneys too. Like, I was really fucking good back in, like...
What the fuck? Oh, god damn it.
I've won, like, county tourneys. Like, I was doing really good back in early high school, but then COVID happened, and I kind of stopped going to tournaments. And online tournaments are mega cringe, and
yeah,
so I
like,
haven't really
why would you do
done
that?
anything.
I actually never went to a tournament besides the school one. I think it'd be kind of fun. I'd actually play the game though to like prep beforehand.
I think we should.
Because I probably would play Joker, just because I actually find Joker fun. I can do some cool shit. I just can't do it online. It's like not possible.
Yeah.
Also, I need to fix my controller, like really badly.
I don't know. I'd love
Like
to start going to tournaments.
I'm gonna turn my camera on and show you this. Hopefully it works. Okay, here. Let me turn my lights on and stuff. Okay. Here, let me turn my camera on real quick. Okay, it's green. Why is it green? There we go.
It's green?
Alright. Alright, check this shit, right? So you see this,
Are you wearing
right?
a hat indoors?
Yeah, because I have long hair and it keeps out of my eyes. Okay, look. So, see the controller, right?
Mm-hmm.
Notice how it's already kind of angled down?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Keep in mind, this isn't doing any inputs on screen.
Oh.
Like my cursor isn't moving.
Oh, that's
I can move this much and have it like not move at all.
That's pretty terrible. Get a new
Yeah,
controller.
it's bad. It's really bad. And I didn't realize until I was like playing at a friend's house, and it was like so easy to do things. Wow, that's weird. Also, why do I have headphones on or a hat on? My hair is long as fuck, dude.
Where's your?
Check this shit.
How do you wait? Where's your?
I can't hear you,
headphones?
by
Do
the
you
way. I took off my headphones.
Oh.
Ow. Ready? Ugh.
Jesus Christ.
You see this?
You look like a fucking nerd.
I have the fucking locks.
Hold on.
Keep it up.
Oh,
on
I
my
actually can't
samurai
turn my
shit.
camera on. It's on
My
my screen.
Hanzo shit. Hanzo Shimada bros, we out here. Look, dude, it's a bun. I think it's sick. I want to grow it all out so it can be like nicer.
Really?
Shut the count. Anyways, yeah, I have a weird dead zone, so I need to get a new controller. So I do genuinely think the biggest aspect of why I'm not like as good as I could be is just missed inputs. Like I can't do like micro inputs very well. Also, my mash probably doesn't help because when I mash, I should show you what it looks like when I mash. Every single button is being pressed actively. It's pretty dope.
Damn, low key, all this Smash talk and pro talk makes me want to like start going to Smash Bros.
Go.
Yeah, but I don't
If
like
you
going.
can.
I don't like going alone. Like I can. I just quit my fucking job. I have nothing but free time. I just.
Oh yeah. So why'd you quit it?
Management sucks. Basically. I can tell the full story because I'm not gonna quit anyway. I was waiting until my last day. Basically, so my great grandma, whom I am living with, has stage 4 kidney disease. It's pretty bad. And so one night I had dinner scheduled, right?
Are you still trimming?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't really mind sharing on stream. That's whatever. So we had family dinner scheduled, and you know, I told my bosses about this. Apparently, I walked into the office one day looking super fucked up. I didn't even realize. But my bosses, you know, they're like, "What's wrong?" You know, I explained everything to them, and they're like, "Yeah, for sure. If you ever need anything, just let us know. We're super accommodating when it comes to schedules and stuff." I was like, "Okay, sure, for sure, definitely." And so I have family dinner one night. I had to, you know, make a reservation kind of early because the boss man does schedules mega late compared to when he's supposed to. And so I say, you know, can I switch this day off for this one? And he's like, no. I'm like, it's for a family dinner. You know, I'd really appreciate if you would. And he says, no. I said, okay, whatever. Can I do a double shift instead? Like, you know, double my shift time? And he says, no. And at that point, it's just like, you know, you said that you'd be accommodating for schedules and stuff, but like, after that, nah. That's just not happening. And so I put in my 2 weeks that night, actually, because that shit's just unacceptable. Like, there's no shot I'm gonna. I had always been kind of taking, like, you know, the shit, like, bosses would be like, oh, you know, you're not doing whatever, just random, like, nitpicks, but after that,
yeah, that sucks.
Man. Yeah, nah, it's just cringe. So I'm gonna take a nice 2-week vacation to do a subathon, probably. Donate some of the money to Ukraine, situation. I already donated like $50, I think, but I don't know. I want to do a subathon, but my main thing is that I don't know how to execute it.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know how long to set it for initially. I don't know what my incentives would be. Just mainly stuff like that. I don't know what I would do the entire time or how long it would take, if it would even be successful, because I'm a super small fucking streamer who averages like 2-3 views a stream.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it would, in addition to helping Ukraine, also be a way to grow my platform, but I just don't know that it would work, to be honest.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, I don't know. Well, as I said, it's like, with Twitch streaming, the best way to do it is just going to other avenues to do it. YouTube videos help a lot, because the YouTube algorithm is weird. TikTok also works, but
both of the algorithms are very weird. Like, I had a video of like a short, like 10-second clip of something from Nicky, right? That got like 700 views almost. And then I posted a sick 1v6 outplay in Overwatch, and that got 12 total. So.
From my understanding, TikTok engagement is really good in TikTok, right? But then outside of it, it's like less so.
Like people will, yeah.
Twitter is good if you follow like certain people. They'll have things with like poster clips and stuff.
I'm trying to network too and find other small streamers. It's just really hard to find the right people.
Yeah. I think what you should do though is just focus on. There's like a Ludwig video, I think, where he goes pretty in depth about like a pretty consistent way. It's like when you make a stream, you have a set plan of what you're gonna do, and then you can make it into a video. So you're basically just maximizing your time, so it can be like a ton of different avenues, right? Yeah. Because then when you have like good, concise videos that people would want to watch, that brings a certain percentage of the viewer base to the stream, so they can like see it, right?
That's true.
Are you kidding me?
I feel like a big problem with my videos though is that I don't do long video editing. I've never done that before. The longest video I've ever edited is like maybe 2 minutes. And like I just don't even know where to start, to be honest. Like what I wanted to do was do a when I was climbing Overwatch, was do a gold to diamond or gold to master. But Overwatch queues take fucking forever, and my rank was super stagnant because my MMR is stuck. Yeah. So
also in the current age, right, of streaming, from my understanding of it, it's like following trends is a genuinely big part of it. Holy shit, that fucking ended. Following trends is a really big part. I watched a video earlier today actually where someone said like you should start your stream. That was a Clayton slog. If you start your stream in like just chatting, because it's the highest watched category, it's like better for you in the long run, because if there are people just randomly searching for like a streamer to watch, you should be in the biggest one, right? So basically you focus on interaction, It's like randoms, and then hopefully they follow you into whatever you're doing. And as long as you're like entertaining, interactive, focused, you'll find an audience. And
I
then
mean, to
also,
be honest, I think I'm a pretty. I don't want to say a pretty good streamer, but I think I'm okay. I think I'm outgoing enough. I think I'm funny as fuck, to be honest.
okay.
I am, straight up.
You just have to, yeah, like the big part of it is just, from my understanding, is you just focus on interacting with your community, building a community, maximizing your time, because there's like so many, there's like 7 million streamers on the platform, right?
Yeah.
Like active. And because of that, you really have to stand out in some way.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how great you are, how great your stream is, people need to find you. Twitch's discoverability is god-awful. So, whether it be you playing Overwatch in a fucking subathon, or whatever you want to call it, and then being like, yeah, come join the stream, it's for Ukraine, and maybe you'll like what you see or something, yeah?
True, yeah. Honestly, I feel like I could build a platform with Smash. Just playing online is really, really